It dwelt in the darkness, beneath the swamps and the moors, deep in the bowels of the earth, in cold stone walls. Grendel, safe within his lair, listened. From somewhere above his lair on the distant moor, beyond his swamps, came sounds of harp, song, laughter. Songs of warriors resonated within his chamber. These sounds of joy and laughter came from the hall of King Hrothgar, his great warrior's hall, Heorot. These cheerful sounds churned at Grendel's flesh, brought bitterness to his heart like a cruel bile. For Grendel was not like man. He was a repulsive creature to look upon, a cruelly misshapen creature of nature. And because of this, he hated anything of beauty. It filled him with rage and the bloodlust. He would take his revenge because Grendel was a beast of great size and strength. So strong was he that no man could match him. No man-made sword would bite his flesh, for it would protect it. But ancient magic, he would even the score. Grendel would claim his due blood payment in human flesh. In the dark, with only the light of the moon and stars to guide his path, Grendel rose from the depths of the earth, seeking that which spurned his hate. Swiftly he traveled across the bogs and moors and crags toward the source of his misery, till finally he spied the hall and village setting atop a high crag, from which song and harp he still heard. Like a wolf, he stole into the village, till finally he stood at the great oak doors of Hrothgar's hall, Heorot. The great oak doors lay open, for none within feared anything without. Within the hall, Grendel found 30 sleeping warriors, all glutted with meat and wine and food, sleeping on the floor of Heorot. Quietly, Grendel closed the huge oak doors. He barred them, locked them, so that none could escape. The smell of human flesh filled his nostrils. The hunger for man was upon him. Nervously, he clicked the long razor-sharp talons which dangled from his long, monstrous fingers. He ground the rows of teeth in his cavernous mouth, lusting for the feast that lay before him. He let slip a low, guttural laugh from his cruel mouth, which echoed morosely against the high walls and rafters of Heorot. A few of the drunken warriors sluggishly stirred from their peaceful slumber to find a hideous beast standing in the dim light of the scones. The soldiers cried out, alarm! Troll! Troll! To sword! To sword! The warriors rose with sword and shield and attacked the hideous demon. Their man-made swords rose and fell and rose and fell, striking the flesh again and again, harder and harder with all their might. The warriors desperately struck the demon's flesh, but their swords did not bite. One by one, he took them at his leisure, ripped them limb from limb, feasted on their plump flesh, gorged himself on arms, legs, and torsos. The screams of the warriors echoed throughout the hall late into the night and filled the village with this terror, till at last Grendel had satisfied his lust. When morning came, Hrothgar rose. He had no knowledge of the events from the night before. His chamber was such that no sounds entered. As he approached the hall in the early hours of dawn, the sun yet to rise above the horizon, he noted the ground black like blood. And as he approached Heorot, he heard the sound of buzzing as if 1,000 bees had filled the hall. And then he saw His once great oak doors in the dim morning light hung askew, as if torn from their massive hinges, and stained dark with flesh and gore, and a feeling of dread filled him as he entered the vault. What he found within was a nightmare beyond his imagination. It stunk of death and destruction. He found naught but blood and gore from the floor to the high rafters, and not one warrior, not one did he find alive, for Grendel had slaughtered them all.